All right. Hello, friends. Happy new moon. Get back to my seat. So I want to take just a moment and talk about this new moon in Taurus. This is our first new moon practice that we are together for. This is lovely. Been doing full moons since I think about, I don't know, September maybe. And so this is our first new moon and I'm excited. Perfect for spring, moving into summer. We have 1 month left of spring. Summer starts in June. And this new moon in Taurus is about several different aspects of moving forward. So new moons, we typically set intentions. Full moons are releases. And this new moon in Taurus brings in two of those aspects, both aspects in one. Taurus is a steady, loving progression, forward momentum, but not like crazy fast. It is that steady, supportive, gentle movement towards the goal, towards the future. It is not a in-your-face push you into the next realm. It's not a slap you around and show you what you need to get done. It is a very gentle, I often talk about the universe in Kundalini having a platter in front of us of all of our options. This new moon energy is the universe holding that platter of options up to us and kind of leading us by offering us options, not judging if we don't choose any or if we choose one instead of the other. There's no right or wrong. It is, here we are. This is what we have to offer. And so within that, we also have to have that understanding of where we've been, that celebration of what we have accomplished, of all of the things. I was talking a little bit about a download I had in the shower today about moving, right? When we move into a new place, a new residence, house, apartment, whatever, we are excited by all of the new things, right? The newness of it. We celebrate the transition. We celebrate the fact that we can move into this new place. We honor all of the things that have been before. We are a little nostalgic probably about some of the parts and pieces of our past home, our past house, but we are happy and excited most of the time about these new places that we move into, like when we buy a new house, things like that. And so that is a lot of this new moon energy, of that understanding of where we have been, of celebrating what we've accomplished and what we have done, and honoring where we are now, understanding what we have let go already. When we pack, when we move, we clear out things, right? We clean the house, we touch up the paint, we look at all of the boxes that we haven't opened in 13 years and decide whether we really want to keep it or not. And we get rid of things, right? Like, I really don't want to move this again. I really don't want to move this. Ooh, I'm keeping this. I want to move this with me, right? We open boxes that have been there to reset things. We have a new perspective on some of the old. And so that's really what we're doing today in this new moon, is honoring where we are, where we've been, acknowledging what we've let go, and celebrating where we are today, with the understanding that in that celebration, there might be a few things we still need to clear. Right? When we open those boxes, and we've always had our plates in this cabinet in our kitchen, and all of a sudden, we don't want our plates in that cabinet. We're going to put them over here. Things like that. So just kind of really feeling into the depth of where we are, a few little things that we might need to let go of, or we might need to shift a little bit still, and honoring all of it, celebrating all of it. Celebration is a big part of this, and not a big boisterous, of more of a, I've done that. I did that. I am this. That honor, that pride, that strength in that truth. So our practice today is very much about getting deep into the body, because we have to feel the body first. We have to know where we are. We have to feel our foundation, which is our physical body. And then we get to move beyond the physical body into the super conscious, the unconscious, which is that yoga nidra part of it, because then we connect to that higher self. If you have done any kosha work, so there's a study of the koshas, which are the layers of the body. We're moving from that physical layer past that mental layer into the knowing layer. So we are moving into that greater wisdom and knowledge in this practice, because that's where we are with this new moon, so that we can set our intention for the next month. So before we get started, well, maybe I'll get us started and then I'll talk a little bit more, because yin, let me tell you what yin is. If you've not done yin yoga before, yin is a slow, deep practice. We move into postures when our body is cold, because we activate the muscles differently. We feel sensation differently. So we will do 4 poses. That's it in our yin practice. And I will keep track of time, so you don't have to. When we enter yin, there are 3, they call them tattvas, which are principles to practice. One is to enter a pose at a specific depth, and that is not 100%. We want to find the edge and back off just a little bit. If I say to you, we're going to hold this for 10 minutes, you can say, oh, that'll be interesting. Okay. Not, oh my God, 10 minutes, I'm going to die, right? So step it back a little bit. That's that first tattva. The second tattva is committing to stillness, to being still. This is the hardest part for me, because I am wiggling, I'm moving. I always want to be doing something. That sensation input is what I'm always seeking. And so to be still gets rid of distraction. So I have to look inwards and listen to my heart. That's that second tattva of yin. And then the third one is to hold it for a set amount of time. And I will take care of that for you. Don't worry, you don't have to keep track of timer at all. I will get you in, I'll let you breathe and move and rest, and then we'll move on. I'll cue you to come out of it. So that being said, we are going to begin on our backs. So let's make sure we have all of our props around us: blankets, blocks, bolsters, pillows, anything we want. And we'll take a minute on our back, just kind of coming into our practice. One hand can be on our hearts and one hand can be on our belly. And maybe take a couple of exhales through our mouth. Inhaling deeply in through our nose. Exhale through the mouth. Finding any places that need a little support or a little adjustment, and doing just that, checking in with the lower back, checking in with the neck. Feel the breath move through the body. Take the arms wide in a T, palms face up at shoulder height. Bring the feet towards each other so their hip distance are a little bit closer. And I want to bring the right knee into the air. So the right foot walks up the mat, staying beside that left inner thigh. Let the right knee fall open to the side. We're falling into a supine tree, so a tree pose on our back. Now, this is where we want to grab our props. Take a block or a blanket, support those knees. Maybe we have a blanket under our head. Maybe we have something under our arms. We can cactus our arms so the elbows are bent. And then check in with our neck. Make sure that chin is just slightly tucked, so the back of our neck is nice and long. Breathing here, letting the eyes close. Checking in with that left hip, making sure it's nice and heavy. And that foot is flexed. So yin is different than restorative. We want to have some activation in our body. We want to feel the muscles working. That takes us deeper into the layers of awareness. We want to go a little deeper into this pose. Our arms reach overhead. We grab hold of that left wrist and we move our head and shoulders on the mat to take a side bend to the right. Option, not necessity. Finding our edge and backing off a little bit. Noticing engagement. Let the breath lengthen in our body. Commit to being still. Celebrating the strength of our body and the flexibility of our body. The fact that we can be strong and pliable at the same time. And then gently take the arms back to shoulder height. Move the head and shoulders back in line if they had shifted. Draw the right knee towards midline, lifting it into the air, and then extend the leg long. Take a moment in a full body stretch. And we'll bring our arms back to shoulder height. Palms facing up, drawing that left knee in with the foot on the mat. Let the knee fall open to the side, finding support as we need it. Knowing that each side is different. Just because we do something on one side does not mean we do it on the other side. Yes, listening to the body. The whole point of this practice is to get in touch with where our body is, to let go of that judgment and expectation and to really notice where we are in the moment. Return to the breath. Return to engagement. Option to take the arms overhead, grabbing hold of that right wrist as we side bend gently to the left. Head and shoulders move on the earth. Knowing it is an option, not necessity. Finding that edge and walking back from it. What layers of your body are you aware of right now? What thoughts are in your awareness? Gently bring the head and shoulders back to neutral. Arms come beside us. Knee lifts back to center and we extend that leg long. Take a full body stretch right here. As we exhale, hug the knees into the chest just for a moment, maybe rocking side to side, making circles with the legs, massaging out that lower back, feeling into the hips. We store a lot of emotions in our hips. And as we're noticing what is ready to be released or what we're still hanging on to that we may not need to, sometimes that's really in those hips. Beautiful. Gently release and we'll roll onto our bellies. However you want to get there. When we are on our bellies, we'll come into Sphinx pose. And that means that our elbows are underneath our shoulders. Our forearms are on the mat. Hands are shoulder distance or elbow distance. And we're spreading those fingers and gently pressing from our elbow all the way out to the fingertips. Now, a couple things can happen. We can put a blanket underneath our ankles to support the legs. Sometimes this deep extension is hard on the kneecaps. Or we can take a blanket and tuck it up under the rib cage, under the belly to give us a little bit of support. It also aids in digestion as it's massaging the stomach and intestines. Gaze is between our thumbs and our belly button is lifting. So the activation here, pressing the toes into the mat, letting the pubic bone be heavy into the earth, belly button is lifting away. And we feel the length of the back of the neck. Our heart is drawing forward as our shoulders draw down and away from the ears. Our breath moves slow and steady. As we move deeper into this practice, we move into our heart space. Our Yoga Nidra practice will be exploring that sanctuary of our heart. In Kundalini, we believe that we have three brains in our body: our head brain, our heart brain, and our gut brain. Our head brain is that, what I often call monkey mind, the analyzer, the judger, the critiquer, the categorizer, the analytic, the structure. The heart is the truth, our connection to our higher self, to others, to the world around us. It's that place of deep truth, of alignment. And then our gut brain is that intuition, the knowing in your bones. And so here in this Sphinx pose, we are stimulating that intuition spot, that gut brain, by putting pressure there, by activating the muscles around that sacral and root chakra, that houses that brain, that focus of intuition. And we are lifting and bringing breath into our heart space, that place of truth, that expansiveness of knowing who we are and what we want. Feel the length of the neck, that channel up into the higher chakras, the third eye, the crown, that connection to the universe, sending all of our energy of foundation, of stability, of knowing our truth out and up through our connection to the universe. Notice what our monkey mind does with this stillness. Find compassion for yourself, love, acceptance. And then gently release the head down, make a pillow with the hand. Bend the knees, rock the legs from side to side. Just releasing that lower back. Maybe turning the head one way. And then the other way. Beautiful. As we're ready, lengthen those legs. And very slowly, very carefully, press up to hands and knees to all fours. Once we get there, moving into some cat and cows or circles with the body or any other type of movement that releases that back, that spine. As we inhale, we can drop our belly. As we exhale, we can arch the back. And just find some fluidity here. Bringing movement back into our body. And then when you feel complete, we'll make our way back to seated. I guess not back because we haven't been here yet, have we? Into seated. We are moving into our deer twist. So our deer twist. We want to take our right leg out to the side, and my knee is in line with my hip. My ankle is in line with my knee. So we want to make 90-degree angles here. Our left knee is going to come in front of us. So again, my knee is shooting straight out from my hip, and my ankle is in line with my knee. So we're making 90-degree angles with our legs. Yep, and one cheek will just kind of lift off. That's okay. We want to do that. To begin with here, before we go any further, we want to make sure we have all sorts of props. I actually like to, if I have a bolster, I use a bolster. Otherwise, I put blocks under a blanket, and it's going to come kind of right out from our hip to the left. That would be the left. So I kind of create a little cushion there. And you want to have it at least nearby because we'll use that in a moment, but we're not there yet. We want to have it set. Good. So to begin with, once we're here, inhale, lengthen through the heart. Exhale, twist to the left. And we're going to stay upright. Flex the feet. Let the shoulders drop away from the ears. And let the breath move deeply. Breathe. And if you are cringing, maybe we step back a little bit. Just saying. Let go of that ego, let go of that expectation. Listen to the body. I love you. Breathe. Beautiful. So now we tuck those props into that hip, draw the belly up and in, and we want to bring our belly and chest to the props. So notice my left hip rolls forward to help with that rotation. And you can shift the props so they are supported. Now maybe we need an extra something under our head, grab an extra blanket. And our arms come out to shoulder height. We want to make sure we're not holding ourselves up on our arms. We want to be soft in our belly. And our gaze can look all the way to the left shoulder. We can just continue that rotation. It is an option, not a necessity. Again, one of the tattvas of yin is finding a place that you can hold for a set amount of time in stillness. Those are all three together. Look at that. So finding your edge and backing away. Just a little bit. We will be in this twist for a significant amount of time, approximately 4 minutes. So check in. If I said 10 minutes, could you stay here and be working, but tolerate it and be able to keep your breath? If the answer is no, then back out a little bit. Add more bolsters, move them forward, adjust to make your body feel supported. So these deep twists that move all the way through our body are detoxing. So we've touched the hips and the emotional centers of our body. We've stimulated our heart space, our truth, and now we are wringing out everything that no longer belongs. We're twisting out the gunk that has gotten stuck. And our breath is the way that we flush the system. So let the breath continue to move strong and deep. Soften the jaw. Soften the shoulders. Active through the legs and the breath. As we are in these deep postures, as we prepare for our yoga nidra practice, notice what pops into your awareness. We are releasing, whether we are conscious of it or not, but sometimes little things bubble up to the surface and we are aware of it. And maybe that's something that we're releasing. Maybe it's something that we are creating a new home for or keeping as we build that new home. But just notice. Sometimes it's surprising what comes to our awareness. Let go of attachment, let go of judgment. Step into the role of the observer. Just a few more breaths right here. Very slow and steady. Walk the hands underneath the shoulders with control. Support yourself to rise back up. Untwist and bring our legs in front of us. Woo! Feel that for a minute. Move however feels good. Great work, my friends. Yeah. And now we get to go to the other side. So moving those props to the other side. We begin with that left leg coming out. Knee bends, knee is in line with the hip, ankle is in line with the knee. And then we bend that right leg in front of us. So knee again is coming straight out of the hip, ankle is in line with the knee. 90-degree angles. So 90-degree angles charge up the energy in our body. It's all about conductivity. And so we're creating little baskets of energy that come up into our core. Inhale here, sitting nice and tall. And as we exhale, we twist to the right, staying upright to begin with. Now, this one will feel very different than the first side because we have gone deep into the left side. And so our right side is like, what's happening here? Like, I'm not going this direction. You want me to do what? So breathe. Have no attachments, have no expectations. Keep the shoulders out of the ears. The spine be long, even in this rotation. Yep. And then as we're ready, we'll tuck those props into that hip, draw the belly up and in. And then we exhale, lay down on those props, adjust the hips as you need to. Arms come wide. And maybe our gaze turns to the right. Keep the legs active. Feel the body supported. Again, have no expectations from one side to the other. Really listen to what the body wants. What parts of your physical body are you aware of in this moment? Where do you feel sensation? Where is the effort? Where is the ease? What thoughts do you have right now? What emotions do you carry? What is in your realm of awareness? With control, moving slowly, hands come back underneath our shoulders. We help ourselves rise up gently, untwisting, legs coming out in front of us. Moving around however feels good. Finding any stretches or movements to release a lot of that. And then our final posture in our yin practice will be a forward fold. It's called the life nerve stretch in Kundalini. So feel free to sit up on a blanket. Feel free to put a blanket under the knees. And I want our feet to be a little bit wider than hip distance, not in a straddle, but a little bit wider than hip distance. We sit nice and tall, and as we exhale, we just simply walk ourselves into a forward fold. Having no attachment to whether we can touch our toes or not, that doesn't really matter at all. Finding a long spine, and again, checking in with the back of the neck. We want that to be long. So I often find my gaze is kind of between my knees or my shins. And I keep my heart lifted and forward. Perfect. We just breathe. Maybe our eyes close. Maybe our gaze is soft, beautiful. Belly is active to support the spine. Feel the breath moving through the entire body. Notice the back side of the body and the stretch that it feels. The activation in the front side of the body, the quads as we flex our feet, the core as we're engaged to lengthen the spine. The slight tuck of the chin to lengthen the back of the neck. Pay attention to the duality of that action in the body. The contraction to expand. The expansion and contraction. And as we prepare for our Yoga Nidra practice, we can stay here. We will stay here for another couple of minutes. I want to talk briefly about a sankalpa, that heartfelt truth. This new moon in Taurus is about connecting to our self, to celebrating all of the accomplishments that we have done, the place that we are today, and noticing what is still there that can be released, that is ready to be released. And in order to do all of that, we must get in touch with our truth, that deepest, truest expression of self. And that sankalpa is simply that. It is an intention, but more than an intention. It is a heartfelt truth. It is the combination of the head, the heart, the gut, brains, all coming together to give us direction and guidance. That moment of knowing in your bones that it is exactly what it should be, what it is, what it must be. Feeling the connection of that deep truth and being able to express it and manifest it through words and intention. And so start to feel into those truths that we carry in our heart. Let them begin from those celebrations, those accomplishments, those successes and moments of growth. And really listen to your heart. Feel your truth. Let it be a beacon. Very, very slowly. Inhale our body back up to seated. Feeling each vertebrae stack as we move. And when we get there and we're ready to move again, leaning back on those hands, bending the knees with the feet nice and wide. And just rock those knees side to side. Putting a little movement back in, popping the hips as mine just did. And as we feel ready, we will make our way into our Yoga Nidra practice. And so we find Shavasana, which means whatever it needs to mean for you. And in Yoga Nidra, we want to get really, really comfy. So I encourage, maybe lay an extra mat down, maybe lay a blanket down underneath you. Put something underneath your head and neck, something underneath your knees. And then if you have enough props, maybe you put a blanket on top of you or put on some layers. Yoga Nidra makes us cold. As we sit here, our blood, our circulation comes to our core. It focuses on that heart and gut so that our extremities become cold. So go ahead and settle in. Get comfy, take the time. Do you want another blanket? You got one? You good? Okay. All right. Drew, do you want another blanket? Okay. And take a minute to get the wiggles out. In Yoga Nidra, just like in Yin, we commit to being still. We want to find a place where we no longer need to bring sensation into the physical body. We no longer need to give movement or anything else with our physical body. We move beyond that physical layer. Maybe we put something on our eyes so there's darkness. Maybe we turn out the lights. Checking in with the body, finding anything, well done, that needs to be shifted or supported or moved. Now is the time to settle in. And if lying down does not suit your body, it just really doesn't feel good, we can always do this in a seated meditation posture. I like to lean against the wall so I don't have to work so hard. But settle in. Yoga Nidra is the practice of yogic sleep. The practice of stillness while remaining awake and aware. We move into that space of existence between waking and asleep, where we are aware of the environment around us, but are existing in a different world, a different place, plane. Feel the earth beneath you supporting yourself. And take a few gentle breaths. With every exhale, feel your body release and relax more deeply. Feel your feet relaxing, your legs relaxing, your hips relaxing. Feel your belly and your lower back relaxing. Feel your arms relaxing. Your hands relaxing. Feel your chest and upper back relaxing. Feel your shoulders and neck relax. And your face and your head relaxing. Say to yourself, I choose to remain awake and aware. I choose to remain still. Yoga Nidra has begun. Follow the breath through the body. Feel the body relax and still. Notice the different parts of the body. Bring attention to them as I speak them. But let your awareness float through the body, not remaining in any one spot. Follow awareness through the body. Notice, bring awareness to the right thumb, the first finger, the second finger, the third finger, the fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, left wrist, left lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, left thumb, first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, right shoulder blade, left shoulder blade, spine, right hip, left hip, chest, belly, the entire torso. Right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, sole of the foot, top of the foot, ankle, lower leg, knee, upper leg, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, pinky toe, sole of the foot, top of the foot, ankle, lower leg, knee, upper leg. Both legs, right and left. Torso, front and back body. Both arms, right and left. Neck, jaw, mouth, cheekbones, right and left nostrils, eyelids, eyebrows, ears, right and left ear, forehead, scalp, be aware of the whole body, the whole body. Bring awareness to the breath. See the breath as it moves in and out of the body. With complete effortlessness, just watch the breath as it rises and falls. Inhale, exhale. Practice relaxation and awareness of the breath without trying to alter or control the movement of the breath. Remain awake and aware. Bring the breath into the heart space. Imagine each inhale creating expansiveness and space around and within the heart center. Every exhale provides support and stillness. Feel the beating of your heart in rhythm with the movement of your breath. Know that this heart space is the home of your truth. Of your deepest desires and heartfelt intention. Let your breath stoke the flames of that heart energy, of that truth. And imagine sinking deep into that space of your heart, letting any visualization or images appear as they want, without judgment or expectation. Feel yourself residing in the sanctuary of your heart space, that home of your truth. And as we move into that heart space, feel the energy of your truth, the energy of your heart expand beyond the physical realm of your body. See and feel your truth expand beyond the physical representation of yourself. Remain awake and aware. And as we rest in the spaciousness of our heart, of our truth, open yourself to any sankalpa the universe wants to offer. Maybe you already have one that you work with. Call in that sankalpa, that heartfelt truth, and let it resonate within you. We will spend a few minutes here resting and exploring that beautiful heart space, that truth. as we reside in that heart space. Let that sankalpa form in your awareness, that heartfelt truth and intention to carry you into the coming month and beyond. And if you have a sankalpa form, gently repeat it to yourself 3 times, saying it in your mind, in your awareness, and feel the truth of that statement. Know that the universe hears and supports your truth and your intention. And feel it already coming to existence. As we are ready, bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel a sense of gratitude for your body and for your connection to the greater. Know that this heart space always exists. It is there within us anytime we want to connect. We carry our truth within us and let it be that guide, that North Star, as we return to the present moment. Bring awareness to our breath fully, following it as the breath moves in and out of our body. And as we're ready, bring our presence fully back into this moment with movement, intention, taking our time, repeating our sankalpa to ourselves once more, feeling the truth of that statement, carrying that sankalpa in our heart as we slowly bring more movement back in. Becoming aware of the room around us, noticing our body on the earth, deepening our breath. Yoga Nidra is complete. Continue moving in any way that feels good. If you'd like to remain resting, you are more than welcome to. You are ready to move beyond your mat. Maybe take a full body stretch and roll to the side, feeling movements in our entire body. Taking our time, being gentle. And as we're ready, if we would like, making our way to seated, allowing our eyes to remain closed, our focus inwards. Lift our heart to meet our hands. We'll take a full breath in and out. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within guide your way on. Namaste. Happy manifesting. Happy new moon. Thank you, my friend.